in the postseason?
I think oftentimes in the NBA it's always another game. You know, you got 82 games, and your team might get blown out on the front night of back-to-back and blow another team on the second night, and, you know, you kind of rub it off. And, you don't get to do that in the playoffs. You know, it's the first team to 16 wins. Every possession matters. It comes down to a loose ball, a free throw, a missed call or no call, whatever the case may be. So everything matters. Everything's important.
I know game one is crazy years, but I've always wanted to know for y'all, defensively and offensively, how do y'all communicate? Because I know y'all can't get it, because a lot of times I can't get it. So how's the communication between the two of you guys, and for you guys as a five collective and
Yeah, I think that's the big part of your preparation and your communication. And, you know, we all like to call it chemistry, but I know what I'm supposed to do in a situation. I know what you should be saying. And if you're looking and hearing for those words, you'll probably be able to hear them amongst the crowd and amongst the noise. So we just have to be adamant about it, be very detailed and vocal, and be, you know, looking to receive the communication as well as sending it.
You can hear from the bench too, because I know the bench has a lot of communication too. I know there's no way y'all can hear them.
It just depends on the arena and the situation, I say. You know, some arenas are louder than others. Obviously, Crypto is one of the best arenas in the world, so it'll be loud in there, it'll be rocking, but we'll be looking forward to hearing each other amongst the noise.
The noise, you got to tune it out. Lakers defense, communicating, obviously amongst the noise. Are you confident that the way we've seen it, especially to close this season, is something that we'll see consistently throughout their playoff run?
You know, the night the Luka trade was announced, February 1st, we all know where we were when it happened. Immediately, it's like, wow, what? Is it real? Is it true? Think about that for a couple minutes, and eventually it gets in your mind, who's going to be the rim protector? What's going to happen to their defense when you give up a guy like Max Christie and, of course, AD? And I immediately I started doubting the Laker defense without ever seeing what they would do. It was great. I mean, they had a really good month and a half after that trade, maybe even 2 months. And then there were a couple of slip-ups, you know, between the end of the regular season and a few weeks ago. But all in all, the Laker defense has really, really impressed me, despite losing some really good defenders, one perimeter, one rim protector, back on February 1st. I'm still impressed by.
You guys know from a couple shows that I've done with you that I essentially think that the net rating and the defensive rating, the offensive rating for the Lakers is complete garbage this year. You basically just have to throw it out. Partly this was formed by talking to LeBron and hearing from him after the game when the Lakers were up by like 25 in Charlotte and they ended up winning the game by 3. And he's like, we're trying to win the game. We're not trying to blow teams out in the middle of December. And therefore, a lot of the rating was it show here 17th in the NBA on defense. I mean, to me, they're somewhere in the bottom half of the top 10 when they're locked and loaded for a specific opponent, and the offense is also better than what the rating is. So here's the short of it, though. Like, why does that matter? The Lakers are heading into the playoffs, probably the 4th best team in the NBA, and that's both sides of the basketball. None of the ratings are going to show that or reflect it. But if you've seen the games that they've been particularly up for, when you knew that you were going to get a certain level from LeBron, from Luka, from Austin, and on down the line, they've pretty much beaten everybody this year. They haven't had a chance to like full, you know, head-to-head with Boston with this new group in that way, where everybody was out there. LeBron, of course, leaves in the 4th quarter. It was a close, like a 1 or 3 point game, I think, when LeBron goes out. They beat OKC and OKC, and then are up by 1 when Luka gets ejected. They beat Houston. So this is a team that I think is more than capable of playing good enough defense to get by series to series. And sure, you'd love to have one more big kind of rim protector, but it almost allows them to play the scheme in this aggressive way that they're doing it. And that gives teams problems, too. So I think that they're fine on that end.
The only team they struggle with was the Chicago Bulls, and they're heading to Cancun. So thank the Lord.
Yes. Josh Giddey.
Just wanted to make you chuckle.
Midcourt.
Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo will definitely play a big part in the T-Wolves opening round series versus the Lakers. Check out their numbers. Julius, 19-7, 5 dimes. DiVincenzo, about 12 points, 40% from 3, 4 boards, about 4 dimes as well. At practice, Luka Doncic was asked about the new look Wolves and how it impacts the game from the last time you met them in the Western Finals.
I don't really know. I haven't had many games I watched. But obviously, they are the 2 guys that can really play. They have Ant. They have a lot of guys that can play. A lot of guys that can guard, so they're very, very dangerous team.
You know, LeBron's talked in the past about there's kind of a certain point of a playoff series where, you know, you do figure out most of the things that the other team is doing. Are you looking forward to doing kind of do that yourself, but like with LeBron there as well, and some of that dialogue, and until you kind of, I guess, try to break a team as opposed to what they're trying to do.
Yeah, definitely. That's why you play them so many times. I mean, it's first 2-4 wins, and then you go. After game 1, you see what you did good, what you did wrong, and then it's going to change. The game plan is going to change through the series.
How important is it for you, after kind of the whirlwind, even going through the game in Dallas, to come back, get the game in Houston, and basically have a week or so here in your new home to try to get settled? And have you felt like this stretch has been good for you, not just physically, but as you head into the playoffs, to kind of reset a little bit emotionally?
Yeah, definitely. Especially that game against Houston. They didn't play their guys, but that's always a janky game. You never know what to expect. So we said it's a must-win game. So the other guys can take off the next game. So it was important to get some days off, get my body right, get my mind right. So it was good.
Luka LeBron told us a couple of years ago that entering every season, he always has something to prove. I'm curious if you're similar, and if so, entering this postseason, what do you have?
The goal is to win the championship.
Dylan talked about how, you see how you really wanted to go to war and you showed up in like big games for the first time. How confident were you to rally behind you and really get to that ultimate goal of winning the championship?
Yeah, I think we have a great team. We have guys that are willing to go to war. Everybody's staying together. The chemistry is high, so I think we for sure have a chance.
Saying there's a chance. Still to come, Anthony Edwards isn't
trying to put him out of the playoffs under my belt. It's going to be a tough one, but it's going to be a fun road.
And what did you learn about Luka facing him in a series, and like how do you carry some of the things you saw there into this one here?
Great player. I think he might be the best player at making tough shots in the league. Just trying to make it tough on him. He done seen every coverage. He done been in every situation, so it's nothing he's not used to, but just try to make it tough on him.
What are you making of the comments? We'll first start with Anthony Edwards on LeBron. I feel like he's a little bit more tame.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, usually he is a walking soundbite. He's probably the most confident 23-year-old. I've been around the league, not that I've been around it a lot, but just observed and watched him talk when they played the Lakers since Kobe Bryant, I would say, at that age. And he is afraid of nothing. He was going to be the main guy on Team USA, or so he told us. Didn't quite work out that way in the Olympics, but everyone was happy. Everyone got the gold. And he's afraid of nobody. And Mike, one of my questions at practice the last few days was, to players and to JJ, what have you seen the most from him this year? And universally, it's, the three-point accuracy. He led the league with well over 300 threes, and he shot well, too. High volume, 40% accuracy. I mean, he's, the world is at his feet right now.
Yeah, so there's nobody else that finished